So back in the earlier days of Dragon Ball Super, and maybe you guys can help me out a little bit down in the comments, but there was an episode, and I'm not sure the exact number, where Vegeta pleaded with Whis to train him. Now this would all come after finding out that Whis is actually the martial arts instructor and overseer of Lord Beerus. But back at this time, I think it's pretty safe to say that Goku and Vegeta were more or less opposed to becoming gods of destruction. But the more they develop these godly powers they possess now in Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, I'd say anything is possible. What if Goku, or better yet, I don't know, Vegeta I guess, were put into a position where they had to accept a job like this, as the balance of Universe 7 depended on it? One thing we know for certain is that every universe, and I'm talking about all 12, has to maintain this certain mortal ranking or level. And if this number is to fall below a certain threshold, then the God and Supreme Kai of that universe are to face severe consequences. Now, let's just say that maybe this were to happen in Universe 7, after the Granola arc in particular at some point. And before we go any further, I just want to remind you guys that this is my very own what if scenario and not canon to Super at all. But let's assume that because of the devastation caused by Moro and Beerus stepping out of line, instead of Beerus returning as a mortal, Zeno would go on to find out about these atrocities and decided to punish Universe 7 himself. Beerus would be permanently deactivated, and because of the disorder and low mortal level currently in Universe 7, Beerus would be summoned to the Grand Priestess Palace soon after. Along with the Supreme Kai, because of this negligence, they would both be sealed away at the hands of the Grand Priest. He would also go on to declare that all of those in the mortal realm who have yet to leave a like on the video may suffer the same fate. I personally wouldn't risk it, but a new age is about to be born at this moment in Dragon Ball, as the seat of God of Destruction of Universe 7 is now vacant. But the perfect candidate has already kind of been chosen. With Whis deactivated for the time being as well, the Grand Priest would send word to Earth, summoning Goku and Vegeta to the God Realm immediately with an offer. As Whis had mentioned prior, of the two Saiyans having already had their hand in God Ki and Divine Training. Learning the news of what happened to Lord Beerus, Goku would nonchalantly decline, feeling kinda bummed out that someone as strong as Beerus is really just gone now. But commitments like that aren't his thing anyway. Vegeta, on the other hand, would be in shock at how the great Lord Beerus could be reprimanded so harshly, but is this really a position that he's ready to uphold himself? Vegeta would go on to consider everything. His life on Earth, his family, but knowing the danger they would be in with the universe unbalanced would outweigh all of these mortal feelings. As Vegeta prepares to depart from the mortal realm for the time being, he would go on to say his goodbyes to Bulma and Trunks, who he would entrust the safety of Bulma and his baby sister Bola to full time now. When Vegeta says his farewells to Goku, they go on to have a brief discussion as Goku tells Vegeta to not worry about anything he may feel like he's leaving behind down here, because Goku and the others will take care of everything. He may have a higher position in the universe, but Goku would never allow Vegeta to surpass him so easily, as he declares that the next time that they fight, he aims to be able to say that he defeated a god of destruction. And this is where we find ourselves today. This is when Vegeta accepts the offer to become the next god of destruction, and if you guys don't want to miss more videos like these, be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on those notifications to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. Vegeta would arrive in the God Realm before the Grand Priest in his palace, and the Grand Priest would further explain to Vegeta the magnitude of the events that took place during their battle with Moro and how Beerus' interaction shook the very order of reality. Because of their authority over Universe 7, Beerus and the Supreme Kai would ultimately be held responsible for these things, but instead of erasing the entire universe itself, these sins would lie solely on them who allowed these things to get out of hand. Vegeta, Saiyan of Earth, you will now be bestowed upon the responsibility of an immortal, he goes on after explaining, with the assignment of an existing Supreme Kai whom your very existence will be intertwined with. Are you prepared to assume this title? Wait a minute, Vegeta replies, shocked, remembering this small detail suddenly. So you're telling me that means if that Kai dies, then I die too, right? That's how it worked with Lord Beerus. Correct, the Grand Priest replies. The god of destruction cannot exist without the god of creation, and vice versa. I have already taken it upon myself to recruit this being as well, as we await your decision. From around the pillars, the Grand Priest's guards stand with a young male Kai who looks nervous as Vegeta kneels before the Grand Priest. Vegeta takes note of him, thinking to himself how weak and fragile this Kai looks, but he turns his attention back to the Grand Priest. Okay, I'm ready, he tells him. This is when the Grand Priest gets up from his throne and walks towards Vegeta, congratulating him on his new position in the multiverse. As from the shadows, we see the silhouettes of the other gods of destruction who are spectating the ceremony as well, Champa trying his best to maintain a neutral face. The transfer of power ritual begins as both the Grand Priest and Vegeta are put through a strenuous physical and mental test. When the ritual would complete, Vegeta would assume immortality and is dressed in the apparel of the Destroyer now. Whis then appears at his side, materializing again, having been reactivated with the presence of a new Destroyer now. He greets Vegeta with no questions as Vegeta looks at him shocked, but then it dawns on him that maybe this is just how the God Realm operates. The Grand Priest returns to his throne, exhausted from the ritual which required a lot more out of him since Beerus is sealed, but now the deed is done. And Vegeta now reigns over his home of Universe 7 properly as the God of Destruction. He goes on to address the Grand Priest, Whis, and the rest of the spectators, thanking them for such an opportunity. He bows before them again before exiting the palace, with Whis who silently follows him. Lord Vegeta, he says once they exit, shall we return to your planet and resume training? To Vegeta's surprise, however, they don't return to planet Earth or even the mortal realm. Instead, Whis transports he and Vegeta to a planet that resembled Beerus' old place, with similar structures and a luxurious cabin for him to reside in from now on. This will be your new residence, Lord Vegeta, Whis states. I hope everything is to your liking. When Vegeta peers inside, though, he notices a problem right away, which would make Beerus and Whis' actions actually make a lot more sense now. But the food in this place is absolutely terrible. I suppose I see why your trips to Earth were so frequent, Vegeta states as he comes back outside. Whis chuckles as he guides him to the training grounds to begin his first lesson as God of Destruction. I've witnessed your progress in harnessing the power of destruction over the last few training sessions you had with Beerus, Whis tells Vegeta. With your newfound immortality, I'd like you to undergo your strongest transformation, and please, note the difference. When we turn back to Vegeta, his shock is apparent on his face after hearing Whis refer to Beerus without the title Lord, but he shakes it off, saying right, and begins to power up. Vegeta's aura begins to become menacing and aggressive, turning into a darkish, violent purple as he begins to harness his full godly powers now. When Vegeta transforms into Ultra Ego right away, he feels as if nothing within him changed at all. He's undergone his full form, but it all feels so natural now. I feel like I could stay like this forever, Vegeta admits, shocked at his own power. Is this the true power of the gods? Back on Earth, Goku has begun training Oob as he too continues to master Ultra Instinct while helping Oob, who has been stated to possess a form of God Ki as well. Goku would eventually go back to attempting to train with Whis alongside Vegeta, whose new infinite power would prove a major challenge to a mortal such as him, but Goku loves this kind of stuff. Goku and Vegeta would go on to continue to train together almost day in and day out, lest Goku return Oob to Earth to be with his family or to see his own family. Now I know somebody out there is gonna be on their whole, well, you know, why didn't you make Goku an angel? What? Guys, don't trip. We can go back and make an entire, we can honestly make a whole what if series about Goku being Vegeta's angel, but first I gotta see how y'all act about that like button, you know what I'm saying? Whis would eventually come to the point of assisting Oob with his God Ki training also, while Goku and Vegeta spar day in and day out. You seem tired, Kakarot, Vegeta would say periodically and sarcastically. That form of yours isn't all it's cracked up to be, huh? Goku would reply, taunting Vegeta that the only reason he's not tired is because he's an immortal now, as the two go back to clashing in the skies. And that, I think, is where I'm gonna stop my little one-shot, what if, short story, whatever, A Vegeta becoming God of Destruction, and I guess this would be more so along the lines of a think piece than a what if, because we didn't really go too deep into the story. Right away, rest in peace Beerus and the Supreme God, but we had to make it make sense a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I really hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you did, I could possibly come back and do something like this again. We could do the same character, keep building on this storyline, or we could do something totally different. That's up to you guys. Leave it down below in the comments. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching until the end if you made it this far as always. And remember, this is not, and I repeat, this is not canon to Dragon Ball Super. This is my own storyline that I created for what if and entertainment purposes. So please don't take anything you saw here today as fact in this story. Be sure to hit that like button and let's try to get this video to 2,000 likes. But anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.